What's up, all my DJs out there? On this quick tractor tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use multiple mappings for any piece of hardware. This is super useful because for me, for example, when I'm not using CDJs, I typically use the Control S4, but sometimes I also use the X1 MK2. And I've already did a video about this, but I actually made like kind of my own custom mapping where I can actually utilize the X1 MK2 as a standalone DJ board, right? If I had to, I could actually do an entire DJ gig, prefer not to, but I could do an entire DJ gig only with the X1, but sometimes I'm using the S4 and the X1, and as you can imagine, the mapping's a little bit different. So here's what you do. You want to go to Settings, obviously, and you want to go to Controller Manager. This is basically where you manage all your mappings for any piece of hardware. Now, one thing I have to stress, make sure that if you do have a custom mapping, you save it, because you'll see why as I utilize this. Now, I basically have these basic mappings here, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the X1 MK2. So I'm actually going to delete this because I'm not going to use it. Make sure you export it like so if I want to save it. But again, like I said, make sure you save. So I'm going to delete it first. So now let's say I'm going to be doing it as a standalone mixer. Let's say I'm at a college party. I don't want to bring my S4 just in case, or they don't have CDJs or whatever. I bring my X1 MK2. What I'm going to go to Add, Import TSI, and go to Import Other. So essentially now you're importing a custom one. I'm going to go to my documents, and as you notice, I have a TSI here. This is a 4-deck mapping. This is actually when I'm using the S4. And now scrolling through, I have a bunch of random stuff. Then I have my Prismic mixer mapping. Fun fact, I DJ under my last name now, or basically as an electronic artist. My artist name is Frachero. I used to be called Prismic. That was like my main, or the name I used to go under. So I still have it here. So I have the mixer mapping. So I go to Open. Now basically I have the X1 MK2 mapping that's made for if I'm just using it as a standalone mixer. However, let's say I go to a gig, I'm like, all right, now I have my S4 and my X1 MK2, and I want to use that mapping instead. I'm going to have to delete it. So make sure you delete it. Make sure that in this kind of list, there's no other X1 MK2 mappings. If you notice, I have Traktor 2 default, the S4 MK2, and the S4 MK3. So I'm going to go to X1 MK2. I'm going to delete it. So again, this is why you make sure you want to save it. I'm just going to go back to Add, Import TSI, go to Import Other. Now I'm going to find the 4-deck mapping, which is right here. Boom. Now, basically, I have the 4-deck mapping set up. So that's basically how you do it. Essentially, all you're really doing when you're utilizing multiple mappings in Traktor is basically just saving two custom ones that are both different, and you're basically deleting and adding one depending on what you're going for.